Hey guys, today we're going to do the walkthrough video on the Atto 3 with the team here at Ebbett. There's 4 ways to unlock your car. We're going to start off with the key first. Right at the top, you got your lock button. If you hold this button down for 3 seconds, it's going to raise the windows up. Then you got the unlock button. If you press this, it's going to unlock the car. If you hold it for more than 3 seconds, it is going to unlock the car and pull the windows down. Then we got the boot open and close. If you double click this button, it will open up the boot. If you double click it again, the boot is going to close. And then we got the recycling function where you hold this button, it will lock the car and it will also start the air conditioning at a comfortable temperature. So now we're going to talk about the NFC card. This is a cool way to unlock and lock your car. It's like acts as a paywave, for example. You just tap it on the side mirror and it will lock your car, and if tap it again and it will unlock your car. The third way to unlock your BYD Atto 3 is done by the mobile app. There's 2 functions. You have a digital key where you can just tap it on the side mirror, like the paywave, and it will unlock and lock your car. Then you can do this from the inside of your app, or you can unlock and lock it from the comforts of your own home. So the 4th way to unlock the BYD Atto 3 is by tapping this button on the door. By doing that, you need the key to be around you, maybe somewhere in your pocket or in proximity of the vehicle, and that will unlock and lock the vehicle. So this is the BYD app. Right at the top, you got the vehicle name, which is the Atto 3. Just beneath that, you got the current kilometers of the vehicle, the percentage that the battery is on. In the middle, you got your locking and unlocking. By tapping these 2 buttons here, you can put the headlights on, you can honk the car. That's where you can find your vehicle in car parks, and then you can roll the windows down by tapping this button here. Scroll down, you got your aircon function. This can adjust the temperature from the inside of the comforts of your home. Got the digital key, got your seat adjustment tab. You can tap this button and you can warm up your seats before you jump in the car. Then you got your vehicle position. That's where you can find your vehicle if you lost it. This is your vehicle status. This tells you about your tire pressure, tells you what's open and closed in the vehicle, tells you the current mileage of the vehicle. Your servicing tab. This option here tells you all the BYD service stations around New Zealand, which comes in handy if you're out of town, and your customer support, which allows you to get access to the roadside assistance number. With the BYD Atto 3, you get 8 years roadside assistance. Right at the bottom, you got more functions. With the vehicle authentication tab, this will give access to other people that want to be driving the BYD Atto 3. So let's talk about how we're going to start the car. Whether you use the NFC card or the fob, it just needs to be in proximity, so either in your pocket or in your bag. I find that just leaving it in the cup holder is just way easier. If you decide to use the mobile app, use the digital key to unlock the car. Just simply place your phone on the wireless pad and it will give you a notification that your phone's charging. To start the vehicle, put your foot on the brake, push the start button. You'll get an illumination of the BYD on the screen. To simply put it in drive, tap the unlock button on the side of the gear selector. You pull it all the way down into D. If you want to get into reverse, simply push it all the way up into reverse. And for neutral, whether you be in drive or reverse, it's a slight nudge down and you see it will illuminate in the end, then you're in neutral. If you want to place the vehicle in park, just simply push this P button. If you want to manually disengage the park brake, you can disengage it by pushing this down. To engage it, pull it up. And by turning the car off, once you're in park, all you need to do is just push that button again, that start button, and you'll see the screens will go off and you're good to go. So we're going to talk about the driver's seat controls. You got a forward and back motion, and then also you can select the height, either up or down. Then right here you got the tilt, so that will tilt the back of the seat either a bit more back or a bit more forward to your liking. To adjust your steering wheel, pull this lever underneath the steering wheel down. Then you can pull it towards you, push it away. You can either go up or you can go down. Once you're at your desired spot, just pull that lever back up. On the driver's door, you got your window functions and your side mirror functions. Right at the top, you got folding of your side mirrors. Then you got the position left or right, and then you can adjust it using these buttons over here. Then you got your unlocking and locking of your doors. Then you got all 4 automatic windows, and you got your child lock for the kids to not play with the windows. Right above that, you got the door speaker, your personalized speaker there with your ambient lighting that's around it. And right above that, you got the door handle, which is on all 4 doors. Just pull it to release the door. On the right hand side of the steering wheel, you got your driver's control functions. So on the top left corner, you got your phone that can answer and put calls down for you. You got your microphone function that will allow you to activate the BYD Assist without saying the command. In the middle, you got your arrows pointing left and right. That can go through different songs. So with the volume functions, you got your toggle over here. Just lift it up to increase the volume. You go down, it will decrease the volume. And if you push it in, it will mute the volume. Right at the bottom, you got your mode function. That will go through your Bluetooth, your USB, or your SD card if you decide to use it. And then on the left, you got your options that will go through the main driver screen. Use this toggle to go through different options. You'll scroll up to get your total average kilowatts per 100 Ks. Then you got your past 50 kilometers, what your kilowatt was per 100 Ks. You got your acceleration timer if you want to test your 0 to 100 timer. Then your driving time, that's how many hours the vehicle has done. Your average speed, and it can go blank if you don't want anything there, or you can just go back to your tire pressure. You got your indicator stalks. To go left and right, just lift it up. Left, to go right, pull it down. Then you got your lights. Have your lights off. To switch it automatically on, just lift it up once and it will illuminate on the screen there for you. Then underneath that, you can manually adjust your lights. Your park lights, it'll be your headlights. Your high beams, just push it forward and it will come on. And this will also correlate with when a vehicle approaches you, they will automatically switch off. Just on the left of that, you got your fog lamps. To turn it on, you just lift it up once, and to switch it off, you just lift it up again. Then this button over here, you got your trip button. To go through it, you just tap this button, then you got your trip A and trip B, and you can also reset this by holding this button down, and it will reset to 0 Ks. And if you look at the left-hand side, on the top left, you got your 360 cameras. If you just tap this button, your cameras will come up on the screen on your left. On the right of it, you got your changing your screen from portrait to landscape. That will help for navigation. And if you prefer to just have it like a normal screen, just tap it again. Let's talk about the adaptive cruise control. This button over here will set the speed for you, and then you can adjust it by lifting this toggle up or down. And just on the left of it here, you got your lane assist. This will help you to stay safe on the road, but also keep you between the lines, but the vehicle does not take full control. You still have to be in control of the vehicle. And you got your following distance right at the bottom. You can either increase the gaps by pushing this button down here, or decrease the gap by pushing this button down here. With the wiper stalk, if you lift it up once, it will set to automatic wipers. To increase the increments of the speed of the wipers, you just set it by this toggle that will display on the driver's side. This will tell you how fast the wipers are gonna go. Let's talk about the rear windscreen wiper. To release some fluid, you just pull this trigger down and it will release the windscreen washer fluid and also activate the wiper. To activate the wiper, you lift it up once, that will constantly go, and to release some fluid, you just lift it up again. So if you look at the driver screen, right on the top left, you got your time of the day. Then right underneath that, you got your kilowatts that the vehicle is using. So that's the amount of power that the vehicle is using. Right at the bottom, you got your standard or high. That represents your regenerative braking. That's a function where the vehicle will slow down for you without using the brakes. It uses the engine to slow the vehicle down. Then just on the right of that, you got your type of mode that the vehicle's in. Different modes like eco, sport, normal. Then you got the position of the vehicle. This will correlate with the driver selector. This will show you drive, neutral, or reverse. Then you have your vehicle odometer. That tells you how many Ks the vehicle has done. Then right above that, you got your battery percentage plus the current kilometers that the vehicle can drive. And then right above that, you got little icons like your lane assist, your seatbelt notifications, your intelligent cruise control, and the speed that you can set it to. And right above that, you got the current temperature. And then on the left of it, you got your automatic high beams and your light functions over there for you. In the center, you got the kilometers of the vehicle. That's how fast the vehicle's going. And you got the current speed of the road and the following distance, as you can see over here. So if you look at our center console, you got different options there. So you got your hazards button. Just below that, you got your parking sensors. You can either have this on or off. Below that, you got your blind spot monitoring. My favorite one is the automatic hold. Once it's on and you take your foot off the brake, the vehicle will stay stationary until you press the accelerator. Just underneath that, we got the regenerative braking. This you can set the fuel either standard or high, and that will correlate on the driver's information screen. In the middle, you got your traction control in snowy conditions by just simply pushing this button. On the right hand side, you have your mode selector. This will be your sport, eco, normal. And above that, you got your aircon functions. You got your demister for the front windscreen, on and off button for your aircon, and you got your automatic aircon. Once you press this button, the aircon will automatically switch on to your desired temperature. Above that, you got your volume. You can increase the volume by scrolling this up or decrease the volume by scrolling it down. By pushing this toggle in, you'll mute the audio and put it into a screensaver option. So on the top of the screen, on the top left, you got your notification icon, bring up available updates or warnings of the vehicle or anything that you need to know. You can clear this by pressing delete. Then you got your signal icon, tap that, tells you if you're using cellular data or if you're on Wi-Fi. Your Bluetooth icon, which shows you your phone that was previously paired to instantly pair it quickly. Your SIM card function, your navigation function, so your location. Right at the end, you got your speed limiter warning function, which you can switch on and off. On the right hand side of the screen, we got your radio option here, got your time option, and on the top right hand corner, we have the BYD Assist, which is used by a command that you can say and she will respond to you. If you swipe down, once you swipe down, you can see there's different options there, like your screen off, energy, Bluetooth, or your Wi-Fi, just for examples. You can adjust the brightness by taking your finger and adjusting it over here, or your volume. And you can also customize the screen by tapping the custom button. And if you decide to change an icon, simply hold on what you want to use, drag it up to the box that you want to drop it into, and it will automatically change over for you. So if you decide to change the wallpaper, there'll be a little icon down here that's a little star. You tap on that block and you have different options that you can apply to. Let's use that one. And the screen will change, all the themes, everything will change. And you also have wallpapers that you can also scroll through and tap the one that you want to use. So down on the bottom of the screen, you got some different icons or different widgets, the tire pressure, what device is connected via Bluetooth, your media function, so this will be your radio, your FM, your DAB or your local, and then your navigation tab on the right. If you decide to change some, you can tap this button on the left, and whatever you want to add to the screen, you can simply hold. Let's move Apple CarPlay. You can move it in between the blocks and it will pop up there, press home, and it will be added to your shortcut list. These options at the bottom of the screen, on the far left, you have this button that will open up all the apps to the vehicle. This button next to it will split the screen in half to either have navigation and music, whatever you prefer. If you don't prefer it, just simply tap that button and it will revert back to the full screen. Right at the bottom, you got your aircon functions where you can adjust the speed of the fan. You can adjust the recycling of the vehicle with the air, your windscreen demister, your aircon function, your seat heating. You got your settings icon. If you tap this button, it'll bring up all the settings of the vehicle, your temperature, up or down, and your home button. If ever you are in an app, you can press the home and it will automatically take you out of that app. So let's connect our phone to Bluetooth. What we're going to do is we're going to tap the settings icon. You'll navigate down to your system page. Up top, you'll see in the connection tab, you have your Bluetooth function. Tap the Bluetooth function. On your phone, you navigate down all the way to the bottom to other devices, and the name will come up as BYD. Make sure it is the same name as on the screen. Tap on the BYD on your phone. A pairing request will come up with a specific number. Make sure that number correlates with each other. Press pair and OK on the screen and on your phone. It's going to ask you for allowing your contacts to sync. Just press allow. And then it's going to ask you to connect your car either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Press connect on that. What will happen here, the car's going to ask you to enable CarPlay. I'm going to press OK. And all it's going to do is going to mirror your phone to the screen, allowing you to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. If you're in the home screen and you want to access Apple CarPlay and you don't know where the function is, just look on the top right corner, just tap that icon there and it'll go back to Apple CarPlay for you. If your phone doesn't support Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, don't worry about it. You can still connect it to Bluetooth and still listen to music, podcasts, or answer phone calls. If you tap on the aircon function, once you tap it, it'll bring up the aircon. Right at the top, you got your settings for the aircon. On the left and right, you got your degrees that you can set the aircon to. You have your speed down at the bottom. You have the angle in which you want the air to go. Right on the top, you got your max flow, windscreen demister, your rear and side mirrors demister, your recycling of the air conditioning on and off, your ambient only tab, your auto air conditioning tab that will adjust the aircon according to the current temperature, and your fan on and off button. So if you want to get to your heated seats, select the seats tab. You'll see that the passenger seat and the driver's seat have heated seats, and you can adjust the heating accordingly by just tapping the buttons once or twice. BYD has a cool shortcut where you can take your 3 fingers and you can go left to right to adjust the fan speed, and you can go up and down to increase or decrease the temperature. On the bottom right, you got your shortcut for your navigations. Just simply tap that button. You'll come up with the maps. You got your search box over here where you can search your destination. You got the speed of the vehicle. Drop downs here where you can select charging points. The top one shows you the EV chargers around you. And the one underneath it shows you your current EV range. You got your current location and you got your settings of your navigation on the bottom right corner. To turn on the radio, just tap this icon here. You see you'll come up with the radio where you can adjust the frequency. You can quickly switch through stations by simply tapping the button on the right or the button on the left. You can find a list of currently available radio stations here, and you can also create a list of your own favorites that you prefer. So on the right hand side, you have your radio page, your DAB page with different options there for you, your music option, where you have your local music, your Bluetooth function or your USB function. We got our video option there, and you got your audio settings. On the right hand side of the steering wheel, you got your driver's control functions. So with the volume functions, you got your toggle over here. Just lift it up to increase the volume. You go down, it will decrease the volume. And if you push it in, it will mute the volume. So if you look at our center console, you can increase the volume by scrolling this up or decrease the volume by scrolling it down. By pushing this toggle in, you'll mute the audio and put it into a screensaver option. To access your 360 cameras, tap the button on the top left side of the steering wheel. Once you tap that button, you got your 360 cameras in the screen there for you. Right at the bottom, you got different angles of the camera. This option on the far left will be the front of the vehicle, the rear of the vehicle, the left and right side, the front surroundings, the rear surroundings, and a nice angle of the left and right side of the vehicle. And on the right hand side, you got a function where you can see through the vehicle. What this does is the vehicle takes a picture of the ground underneath you, and this enables you, once you put your car into reverse or drive, it just indicates you of what's underneath the vehicle. And you can also go into a 3D option where you can see the surroundings of your vehicle. Once you go into reverse, the 360 cameras will come up. On the screen on the left, you'll see that there will be color icons with indication of distancing, and you'll get a 360 view of the top of the vehicle. And also, once you start turning the steering wheel, the lines will turn automatically with that to help you park when need to. To activate your BYD Assist, you can simply tap the microphone icon on your steering wheel or say the command word, "Hey BYD."
Hi there.
Increase the temperature.
All right, the temperature is going up by 1 degree.
Another example will be, "Hey BYD,
What's up?
turn on the radio." There's a lot of ways to use your voice in the BYD. To know more about it, simply tap the app icons, go into your BYD Assistant. You can switch on and off the BYD command. You can change the voice settings. You can continue a dialogue. You can increase or decrease the voice volume of her response. You can also change the language. And then your voice skills tab, you can learn about different commands for this. To access the settings of the vehicle, tap the settings icon right at the bottom of the screen. Alongside the right-hand side, we have pages, and along the top, we have tabs. On the top right corner, you have the search tab. Simply tap this button, search what you're looking for, and it will find it for you. The first page is lights with ambient lighting. You can adjust the colors accordingly. You can change the brightness of the ambient lighting. You can adjust the area where the ambient lighting is, whether it be you want it around the whole car, the front or the rear. Dynamic colors, this is where it will shuffle through different colors. And your rhythm ambient lighting will adjust according to the music that you're listening to. Then we've got exterior lights. This is where you can access your daytime running lights, where you can switch them on and off. We've got your headlight angles. You can adjust them by simply moving the dial left to right. This is handy if you're towing something on the back of the vehicle, where you can adjust them accordingly to not obstruct any drivers that are coming your way. And we've got intelligent high beam right at the bottom, where you can switch this on and off. And then we've got courtesy lights. You can switch it on and off. You can set the seconds of when you want the lights to stay on and off around the vehicle. And you can also set the seconds on how long you want the lights to stay on before you enter. The next page is locks. Once you tap the lock page, you got your door tab. This is where you can select the tailgate height. If your garage is a bit lower than normal, you can set it to a certain percentage. Next up is the windows tab. In the windows tab, you got different options where you can adjust the windows accordingly. You have the locks tab. You got your driver passwords and your auto lock while driving that you can switch on and off. On the next page, you have sound and display. You got your sound effects. This is going to change the sound of the music that you're listening to or the audio that you're listening to. You have hi-fi room or live stage. This helps with the audio adjust to your preference. The equalizer option, this is where you can adjust the sound of the music and also the bass, treble, things like that. Sound field balance, tap this icon. You can select where you want the sound to be. If you want to direct all the music, you can do that by just simply pulling it down all the way to the back seat. And if you want to reset it, tap the top left corner and it will take it back to factory settings. Then you have the notification tab. We got the safety alert broadcast. This will notify you, for example, when your seatbelt's not on or your bonnet's still open. In the vehicle prompt sound, you have two options where you have the standard sound or the brand. And then you have vehicle prompt volume, how loud you want it to be. So the Avis sound source is a preview of what the car will sound like for pedestrians when you're driving around parking lots or close to pedestrians. By simply accessing this, you press play and you'll hear that sound. So the speed warning tab, this is where it will notify you when you go over the speed limit. With the media volume decrease when navigating, every time the navigation comes on, the volume will drop. You can switch this function on and off. Then the screen tab, this is where you can set the screen brightness of the main screen. The screen saver, where you can adjust the clock and the different styles. The different modes, where you can change it from light mode to dark mode, or you can set auto. This is where it will adjust according to the daytime or nighttime. With adaptive brightness, once it's on, it will change according to how bright it is outside. And lastly, you have the instrument tab, where you can set the brightness of the screen in front of the driving steering wheel. You can set the brightness by moving that toggle left to right, and you can change the range display mode either from standard to dynamic. Standard mileage is mileage displayed based on comprehensive conditions test results. Then dynamic mileage is estimated mileage displayed based on available COS, meaning state of charge, and current average energy consumption. This mode just tells you how the range is displayed depending on your driving. In the energy page, you have the Energy Manager tab. This is where you can set your regen braking to either standard or high. This will set the feel of the braking once you take your foot off the accelerator. You have the Charging and Discharging tab, and in that you have your Smart Charging tab. In the Smart Charging tab, this is where you can set specific times to charge the vehicle. If you have certain hours of the day where you can get free power or take advantage of off-peak power rates, this is awesome to have because that's when you can set that scheduling for. With the charging port immobilizer system, if it's on the enabled side, you have to physically unlock the vehicle to pull the charging cable out. After that, on the page side, we have the vehicle page, and we're in the seats tab. This is where you can access your heated seats. By just tapping that icon, you can select the heating option for you. Intelligent Assist tab, this is where you'll have hill descent control. You can set a certain speed going downhill. Driving control tab, this is where you'll have steering assist mode, either comfort or sport. That's the feel of the steering when you're driving. Brake assist mode, being comfort or sport, that's the feel of when you're braking the vehicle. Comfort parking, this makes it easier to turn around tight corners. And then you're right at the bottom, you have ESC off. That's your electronic stability control, whether you can have it on and off. And lastly, the comfort driving tab. This is where you'll have auto fold side mirrors. You can either have this on and off. This is when you normally put the vehicle in park, or if you lock it, these side mirrors will close automatically. The next page is a service page. In the service page, at the top, you got your intelligent maintenance. In this tab, this is where you can switch the notifications on and off for your services, or change the current days or the mileage accordingly. And after that, you got your overhaul tab. This is where you can check your front and rear wipers. By doing this, once you tap this icon, your wipers will be in a position where you can service them or check them. Same goes for your rear wiper. This on the BYD mobile app. In this tab, you can browse through the contents on the right hand side of the screen, and if you want to search for something specific, just tap the search button and enter what you're looking for. Second but not least, you have your ADAS. That is all your safety functions. The first tab is the Driving Assist tab. In this tab, you have the Driving Assist. This is where you can access your intelligent cruise control by manually switching it on and off, but this is also done on the driver's steering wheel. In all of these safety functions, there's an eye icon. By tapping them, this gives you a brief breakdown of what they're about and just gives you a better understanding of what you can expect. Next, you have your Safety Assist. This is where you have all your specific emergency lane keeping assist, opening and closing your doors, blind spot detections. Next is your lane departure assist. This is where you can either have the assist mode off, or warning you, preventing you, or both being warning and prevention. Your alert mode at the moment is on sound. You can have a vibration where the steering wheel vibrates once you start swaying over the lines, or you can have both. Collision avoidance assistant, you have a number of options here. This just helps you avoid close contacts with other cars. Cross traffic collision avoidance assist. This is where if you're reversing out of a car park and a car approaches you, the vehicle will automatically stop. Your traffic sign recognitions, your intelligent speed limit warning, and your intelligent speed limit control, where you can have the speed limit change according to the current speed of the road. And lastly, your parking assist tab. This is where you can enable or disable your parking sensors by switching it on and off, but you can also manually do this by tapping a button in the center console. Last page we're going to look at is the system page. Once you open that up, you got your connection tab. This is where you can connect your phone via Bluetooth. You can connect the car to the Wi-Fi, whether it be at your home or at your work. By connecting your car to the Wi-Fi, this will help with over-the-air updates that the BYD would need. You can connect your phone to the hotspot or use the vehicle as a hotspot, and you can see your connected devices. Finally is the data tab. This is where you can switch it on and off. With each BYD, you get a 2 gigabytes per month for 2 years for free, which will help you with your Spotify or if you ever want to search something on the BYD. The next tab is the general tab. This is where you can set the time and date, and you can set the time format, either being 24 hours or 12 hours. The unit settings, this is where you can set the distancing of your current kilometers, either being the Ks or the miles. The pressure being for your tires, either kPa, your bar or PSI. Your power, either in kilowatts or horsepower. And then your temperature being either in Celsius or Fahrenheit. There's an option where you can have the BYD system in multiple languages. Then you have memory playback. This is where you will be able to play back music from when you last left it. You have your apps function down there and your legal information. In the apps function, this is where you can see most of your apps, how much storage it takes. In the permission tab, you can control the location, the camera and the microphone to either give access to certain apps when you want to. And it also asks for notifications. This just allows you to know what type of apps are notifying you and when. Last but not least, you have your version tab. This is where you can see what update is available or what update is installed in the vehicle. Right at the bottom, we have restore settings and factory settings. Just refer back to your owner's manual, as this will tell you what these functions are for. Just above the gear selector, you got your wireless fast charging. Just simply place your phone on the wireless pad and it will give you a notification that your phone's charging. Just underneath the center console, you got your USB charging. So this is your Type-C fast charging. And you got your SD reader card, your USB fast charging, your 12-volt accessory port. Just underneath that, you got some nice storage if you decide to place your bag there. This is your sun visor. Open it up, you got a nice little vanity mirror there for you with that illuminating light. Then in the center, you got 2 LED lights for the driver and passenger. And then this in the middle here will be your functions for your sunroof. To open up the sunshade, just simply tap it and it will open up automatically. To open up the sunroof, you have options where you can tilt the sunroof, just tap it once. And then to open up fully, just slide your thumb all the way back and it will open up automatically. To close the sunroof, on the bottom left corner, you swipe down. And to close the visor, just do the exact same thing. In your rear view mirror, one thing that's nice about this mirror, it has an automatic dipping. So if someone has their brights on, it's nice because it dips according to that light. Just in the back seat there, there's a lever here that you can pull. Once you pull the string, the seat will come down and this will help for your ISOFIX. And just in the center console here for you, if you pull this down, you've got your cup holders there if you want to leave some drinks in there for you. Multiple pockets on the driver's seat and the passenger seat. You got smaller ones here up top. These are more for your phones or your wallets. And here at the bottom, these are for tablets or laptops, just to keep them safe so they're not flying around in the back seat. So just jumping in here, looking at the center console for you. So this is the aircon. You can adjust the angle of the air that you wanted to by moving this dial up or down. You can either switch the aircon off or switch it on by closing the vents. Got your BYD design. That's quite nice. They always have their design on these vehicles to make their name known. Just underneath that over here, you got your USB fast charging and your USB Type-C charging. And you got a storage down here. So just up top here, you got your lights. This is touch operated. So if you touch the lights, it will switch on and off. This is helpful if you want to read something at the back or just use light in those dark nights. So on the back doors, on each doors, you got your child lock. If it pointed to the left, it means it is not on. If it's all the way right, it means it's on. And this will make sure the doors are locked on the inside. So now we're going to talk about the charging of your vehicle. To unlock and lock the charging flap, you just use the remote to unlock it. If it's unlocked, it will just push it down and it will open up. Right at the top, you pull this plug out. That will be for your standard home charging. That will charge your vehicle within 10 to 15 hours with the cable that comes with the vehicle. Right at the bottom, you release this tab. You got your DC charging. That's your fast charging that you'll use at either ChargeNet or at a BP filling station. That is going to go over this whole connection here, and that will charge your vehicle between 40 to 50 minutes. You release the cover that's on the charger itself, and you just simply plug it in. Right at the top, the vehicle will illuminate. There's 4 different types. One for initializing the charging, one for charging, one for when it's done charging, which will switch off the light, and one that flashes, that tells us that there's a fault in the cable and we just need to check it. Once you place the cable inside the vehicle and lock it, the cable is sturdy and won't move. To get it out of the charging port, you just simply unlock the vehicle, pull it out, put the cap back on, close the flap, and away we go. So with this vehicle, there's 3 ways to unlock the boot. The first one will be on the driver's door. One pull will just open it. Pulling it again will stop it if your garage ceiling is a bit too low. And by holding it down, that will close the boot for you. The second function is by double clicking the button on the remote. Double click this button, the boot will slowly, automatically open there for you. To close the boot, you double click this button again and it will automatically close for you. And the third function is by tapping the button that's just above the number plate. And while you're busy opening the boot, the car will make a sound just to notify you that the boot's busy opening. At the bottom of the boot, you got 2 buttons here. So your first button is to close the boot, and the second button is to close and lock the vehicle once it's done. And then this is a manual pull down if ever the boot does not want to shut. In the boot, you got a privacy tray that can be removable, just releasing the strings over here. Then you got some LEDs in the back of the boot just to help you for some lighting. Over here, you got your charger. That's normally where it stays. This will be able to charge the vehicle, and that also comes standard with the vehicle. And you got some nice open storage here for you if ever you want to put something in the back. If you lift up this tray, there's a string that you can pull. It will lift it up, and to lock the tray, all you do is you just lift it up and you hook it up against here, and that will keep it up for the time being. Just underneath the tray cover there for us, you've got your tow hook that will be wrapped there for you, and you've got a little clip. This you can take. This will be used to take off the cover for the wheel nuts. You got your emergency triangle, your reflective vest. This over here is your tire repair kit. This is for if ever you have little minor punctures that quickly need to be repaired. This is your solution. This is a compressor with a diagram on it that gives you a step-by-step breakdown that will help you in those moments. And this over here will be your vehicle to load cable. This is the V2L cable, also known as the vehicle to load cable. This is the charging port. This is where you'll plug it into the vehicle. And then this is the power supply. You got your 2 3-point wall sockets there. For example, if you're going camping or if you're on the beach, power some tools, power a laptop, cook some food, or even in emergency, use it as a power supply to power up some lights, or even if you need to charge your phone, this cable comes handy for that. To release the bonnet, all you're going to do is you're going to pull the trigger twice. Once you pull that trigger, you'll hear the first click. That's a safety unlock, and second will fully unlock the vehicle. Then with BYD, they're really nice. They don't have any latches like old school vehicles. It's just straight lift up the bonnet, pull the lever out, put it in the designated hole. So underneath the bonnet, we're going to talk about the windscreen washer fluid. It's just this blue cap here. To release it, you just lift it up and you can fill with some windscreen washer fluid. These 2 fluids over here is just your coolant fluid and your brake fluid. Don't really need to worry about these. You'll get an indication on your driver cluster if they are low, then you can bring it in to get it topped up. This will be your electric motor. This is where all that power is generated. And on the right of the engine, you got your fuses and your battery that will power up the screen and the lights inside the vehicle. To jumpstart the vehicle, just release these covers. Once you release these covers, you'll see that there will be a positive tab that you can connect the jumpstart cable to. And just below that, you got your negative earths there. With BYD, you get 8 years roadside assistance. So if ever you need to jumpstart the vehicle, just give them a ring and they'll be of assistance to you. That was the walkthrough video on the Atto 3 from our team here at Ebbett. We hope you drive safe in the new BYD.